you go.
Nice. Go, Pete. Woo! Oh my God, that was awesome.
That was.
I was like, Pete, get out of the way. Pete. Sick. Sick. Nice. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, go left.
Yeah. Woo! Oh my God, he loves that board. That is awesome. Woo! Yeah, Brooke. This is Pete. Hell yeah. Get a fast
Take
pick.
the left.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
How's your shoulder? Oh, yeah.
Where is he? I didn't
He
see
just
him.
that wave was coming. Figured it out last minute. Was just like, oh.
Little funky one. Get it.
Whoa. It was like a Pete move, like a frantic move there for a second, like, ah, like legs, arms. Get in it.
Oh, take it.
Oh my God, that's too funny. How we made something out of that was pretty impressive. Nice. Sick. Sick. Oh.
Yeah. Nice. Throwing fat spray.
Fat spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going left.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
There we go. Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's the Blind Surfer Show. And you know it is because you just started by watching me surf. Blind. I found out today that I surpassed the 1.2 billion video view mark, which is a lot of views. I thought it was 1.1. I had someone working on the channel today. Like, just so you know, you blew past that like 3 months ago. Now I'm at like 1.23 or 1.26 billion video views. Although, if there's one thing that I've learned doing all these videos, doing 1.3 billion views worth of videos, is that no one likes watching the surfing videos, which is, it's mind-boggling to me. Because it's the Blind Surfer channel, which is fun. Like, I started this channel just by doing surfing videos. I spent like a year of doing just surfing videos, and maybe that's why the channel took like a year to take off, or like a year and a half, because I've made a commitment. I said in 2026 I'm going to start posting the stuff that I want to post, and so every Tuesday I've been posting mildly long form content, like 3 minutes or 4 minutes or something like that, and it's surfing content. And the one today, mind you, with 2.5 million subscribers and 1.2 billion video views, today's surfing video has 296 views on it. What's up, people?
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
But I love doing this stuff with you guys. Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights, you got me right here on the couch. I got let me show people in vertical what's going on. I got if I can find the right button. I got Sam the chicken over here wearing my Blind Surfer wetsuit, the recently retired Blind Surfer wetsuit, because it's got a big hole in the leg and it's just not going to be able to recover from that. But yeah, you got us here on Tuesdays, and you got Brooks and Banana here on Wednesdays. And let's see if the chat is rolling this evening. If anybody is in the chat and wants to chat, a lot of times it'll just play out loud with robot voices. If you want to do a super chat, that is $3 or more on YouTube. It'll play no matter what. I have no choice. It'll just start playing out loud. 200 bits or more on Twitch will do the same thing. I'm going to be here. I always said I'm going to do the show for like an hour. It's supposed to be like an hour show, but then it usually ends up being like an hour and a half. I don't know. All depends, how quickly you guys get sick of me.
Anthony Hurster
there we
said
go.
hi-yo.
Hi-yo, Anthony, or Anthony, whichever way it was.
Anthony Hurster said how goes.
How goes? Goes pretty good. That's how the chat works, by the
And
way.
Amaze Puzzles said hi Joni.
What up, Amaze Puzzles?
Hi DA.
Amazed Puzzles is saying hi to everybody but
At Joni
me.
BC said we're here. Pete.
What's up, Joni? Joni was doing a stellar
At
job.
Joni BC said hi, Amaze.
Of I think I have a way to let me try this. I've got so much new technology going on right now. I think I just put up the chat over there. Oh, you know what? I did put up the chat, but it's not talking to me. Let me see if I can.
YouTube at Johnny BC.
Hold
Try
on.
and click and watch. Listen and
Hold
now.
on.
Show TTS controls. Button.
Show TTS controls.
Pause TTS. Repeat message. Button.
Repeat
Repeat.
message.
Show chat feed. Button.
Oop,
Repeat
no,
message. Button.
press
Repeat
the
message.
wrong
At LT Iron Fox
There we
says
go.
hello TTS. everyone.
Hold on, I'm
Show
figuring
chat
this
feed.
out. Show chat feed. The speed
Use
of
your
that
favorite
is
number.
crazy, right?
At
Let's
Johnny
go to that.
BC says LT.
Yeah, so there you go. Now you can see the chat and hear the chat
At
all at
Spam
the same
Anakin
time.
says what's your favorite Queen band member?
My favorite Queen
At
band.
Knox
Like,
Benefield says hello Pete.
is that even a
At
question?
Amaze Puzzle says lols hi Pete.
Hey, thanks, Joel. Hi, back to you. I feel like my favorite Queen band member would just probably have to be Freddie Mercury. I read something a while ago. They were like listing the rock and roll singers, or all like I guess they were listing like the singers with the greatest range of like vocal range, just the pure range. And obviously Freddie Mercury is on the list. And then I saw that Axl Rose was on the list. So, I mean, it's not why I like Freddie Mercury, but just what a pure artist, an artist and a musician. There's people that are technically good at their skills, and then there's people that just get in their feels and they feel the emotion. That's the hardest thing. That is the hardest thing about being an artist, period. And I've had to learn this again and again and again. Every time I was getting into like a new field of voice acting, like when I was getting into trailers, I was trying to be like technically perfect. I wanted to make sure to say, rated PG-13. Wanted to make sure to hit each single letter and each syllable and each little word, rated PG-13. But, and while you do want to follow the formatics a little bit, while you want to, make sure that people can understand you and you sound like a movie trailer person should, you also have to like give some of your personality, and you have to like be free enough with yourself to understand that your personality is going to lend something to the performance. I mean, I had to learn the hardest way I had to learn that was when I was a singer. I was a lead singer of a band called Penthouse J, and God, like it was, I'm not the greatest singer. So I always felt like technically I needed to let's make sure that we're all tuned to E, make sure that the range only goes from here to here, and you're going to hit the notes and make sure they all sound right. And then eventually I just had to stop being so technically proficient and start like feeling the music and feeling the song. So yeah, Freddie Mercury is freaking amazing at that. Like he's done singing a song, you feel
At
it
Johnny
just like
BC
he
says
does.
hi Biddy.
Hi Biddy. So yeah, this is the new way I got the chat feed showing up on the screen.
At Sarah Cam 7808 says hey guys.
Only thing about this is I literally have
At
no.
Cheap Noisine House 5578 says hey man.
What
Thank
up?
you for inspiring others. Like
Oh.
me. I'm blind and autistic, and people like you show you can do anything.
Well,
so, thank you.
You are welcome. It
At
is
Amaze Puzzle
my
says
pleasure.
Pete. Who is your favorite voice?
Who's my favorite
At
voice?
Edet0.
My favorite voice, and you're welcome. That's always nice to hear people say that I'm inspiring them. I'm just sharing my story. You guys are helping me keep going. Because a lot of times it's not easy, and then I get to share my stories with you guys, and you guys always uplift me, and it's good to know that my stories help you. My favorite voice, Amaze Puzzles just asked me my favorite voice. I'd have to think about that, and I don't know if it's a voice actor per se. You know what? Okay, I'll give you an answer. It's a voice that makes me believe everything he's saying when he's saying it. And Banana always says this is like my man crush. And it's true, I guess. But I guess my favorite voice would be Brad Pitt. And obviously, I'm not seeing him on the screen, or at least I haven't since the last time I could see him on the screen, I think he was in the movie Troy, and I could see him mostly. I could kind of see the fight between him and Hector at the end. But every time that guy is on screen, he just commits 100% to the character that he is, and he lends just enough to his voice. And it's not, I don't know, it's not like a great, amazing, it's not a James Earl Jones voice. There's nothing like that, but it's believable and it's comforting. Like I could listen to that dude talk all day. So I would have to say that Brad Pitt is my favorite voice and probably my favorite actor. And I'm sure other people could throw some at me that I've forgotten, but that's the one that
says, okay,
comes to
Sarah.
the top of my mind at
At
this
Sarah Cam
moment.
7808 says oh man Danny.
Oh man,
At
Danny.
Asamonk 3696 says love you Pete.
Thank you. I think your username was Assmonk. Assamonk? Hopefully I didn't say that wrong, but it sounded like ass monk. The only
At the
thing
censored
about
chicken said hi.
hey, censored chicken.
At Terminate1 says I'm gonna use my mama's phone.
Oh Jesus. Danny keeps getting blocked by the AI system.
At Joni BC says
whatever
Peyton.
reason.
That's a
I'm
very
not
niche
sure.
market.
I wonder what the niche market is. Niche.
At
niche is my
Spam
coach.
says favorite Beatles member and do you know I'm Croce?
I
At
did not
Devil's
know you were
Advocate
Croce.
2354 says Brad Pitt in Megamind.
Was he in Megamind? I don't think I saw that. But Brad Pitt, this is a little known credit of Brad Pitt's. Anybody see King of the Hill? Boomhauer, guys on dang wrong, sit around here, dang, drink some beers and hang out in a little wheelbarrow. And like there was 1 or 2 episodes, or maybe just the one episode, where Brad Pitt played Boomhauer's cousin. And I knew it was him right away. Like, as soon as he started talking, Boomhauer's cousin came to town, and he's just like, dang old thing, hang out with you guys, I'm gonna drink a beer, home to do yard work. I'm like, that's Brad Pitt. That's Brad Pitt. Somehow Mike Judge got Brad Pitt to do a cameo on King of the Hill, and that totally cracked. Is King of the Hill on the air anymore? I don't even know if it's on the air anymore. Same guy did King of the Hill, Mike Judge. Oh, there we go with the super chat. What up?
At SarahCam7808 tip
Sarah.
$3
She's
through
the
Super
best.
Chat. Popping in and out. Hey to everyone.
In and out and in and out. Mama's got a squeeze box and daddy doesn't sleep at all. I don't think that's the kind of in and out she's doing, but she's popping by to say hello. So thank you, Sarah. Thank you for the super chat. That's how that works. $3 or more on YouTube. And I'll interrupt what I'm saying when I'm saying it and read it out loud. This one over here, when I press that button.
The Diddy76 says I love your blind guy in unboxing.
My blind guy and
At Joni
unboxing.
BC says
Thank
King
you.
of the Hill is a masterpiece.
King of the Hill is a masterpiece.
At SarahCam7808 says hey there DA.
Hey there, DA.
At
That's
Antoniverster
Devil's
says I
Advocate.
remember Boomhauer's cousin episode.
Yeah, wasn't that cool? That was super cool.
At Spam says who's your favorite Beatles member and Beatles song?
I'm not a big Beatles guy. I'm really, you asked that before and I forgot. So someone's going to have to tell me or give me feedback. I'm just going to have to watch it afterwards. That new way of checking out the chat where you can see it. If you're on the horizontal, you see it on the right. And I think if you're on the vertical, you see it directly beneath me. I thought it'd be kind of cool that you and your fancy working eyes, you guys can look at it while it's getting read out loud. But the only problem is that whenever I'm sharing something that way, it's actually just my phone. My phone is sharing it. For some reason, there's no volume control whatsoever. So whatever, it just fell on the ground too. Whatever did I break it? I wonder if it's still there. So someone's gonna have to tell me if it's like really loud or annoying or something like that. Yeah, I hope I didn't break it. Gosh darn it. Oh, I did.
They got a new season of King of the Hill.
No, they have a new season of King of the Hill. That's awesome. Well, I did break this thing, so I
At
got
Devil's Advocate 2354 says hey Sarah, I'm cooking so I'm in out for a bit.
A lot of people are in and out. Oh, I had to throw a thank you to Joni last week. She apparently put someone in like a heavy timeout or maybe even like straight up banned the person. And at first I was like, don't do that. Like I try to encourage the chat to kind of like handle itself, or at least I can handle it. But I was informed that the message that the person
At El
wrote was
Diablo
just,
1894 says we are fine with it.
all right, that's
At
good.
Delgado 760 says no, it's not loud.
All right. Hey,
At
that's good to know.
Spam says favorite guitar chord?
Favorite guitar
At LT.
chord. G, the open string G. The pinky on the last string was a 3rd fret. Just the open G. That's the easiest. That is the easiest one. Glad to. Oh, that was what I was talking about. Mike Judge. He did. I'm all over the place. Beatles. I'll answer the Beatles one. I'm not a Beatles guy. I'm not a Beatles guy. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, way before my time, obviously, when they were first coming out. Doesn't mean I didn't have the opportunity to listen to them. I just never got into it. I never, in the 80s, when a lot of my friends' dads were getting them into the Beatles and they were like rediscovering classic music and stuff like that, I think I was totally into like listening to the Fat Boys. My first cassette ever bought was the Fat Boys. I bought the Beastie Boys. That was the first like good cassette I ever bought. And then I bought Dr. Feelgood from Motley Crue. I also got the cassette with Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. So that's the stuff that I was listening to. Not to say that at any other point in my life I couldn't have gotten into the Beatles. I just didn't. Not my style.
At LBK5704 tipped $5 through Super Chat. Hey Pete, just wanted to say hi man.
Hey, thank you. Oh, I was waiting for more. Just $5 just to say hi. Man, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. So thank you for saying hi. That's super nice. If you guys wanted to follow me on, if you're following me on YouTube and you're watching on YouTube, I'm on horizontal and vertical, and you can do a super chat, $3 more. I'll get right out loud like that. If you want to follow me on Twitch, that's at Pete Gustin, and I believe the way to, well, it's the equivalent of super chat. It's like bits, and I guess it's slightly cheaper, like 200 bits. We'll get the message read out loud over there. Also on Facebook tonight. Facebook has been super nice to me lately, feeding me they give me like 11 or 1,200 people, which is twice as many as YouTube did. And what up to the TikTokers? Usually get like 700 people over on TikTok as well. I'm always confused with like how all those platforms decide to shoot me out to people, and they generally don't do an amazing job of sending out the notifications. So if you like the show, if you're having fun, if you got anybody that you think might enjoy it, share it. It's like the only way to spread the word. Just you guys share it. Hit the little share button or tell your friend I'm here at I say 6:45 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays, but I usually get here a little earlier. We're usually a little more punctual at 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays. That's when Brooks is here instead of Sam the chicken over there, and Banana usually pops in between the two of us. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys noticed, you probably didn't, but Banana's been complaining so much about having to squish between Brooks and I because it's such a small space. This is a whole brand new couch right here. I'm told it's basically the same color as the other one, blue, but it's a brand new couch. It's like 9 inches wider, which is, that's basically the width of Banana, I guess. And so she'll hopefully be able to fit between the two of us tomorrow nicely and not be all squished in. This couch, it was delivered and it was sitting on the first floor of my house on Saturday. And on Sunday morning, Banana was sleeping in, and I got woken up very early by one of my clients. I was up at like 6:30 in the morning, and the couch was sitting there on the ground, and I was like, I think I'm just going to do it. And so I went downstairs, I cleared out the space here, which was terrible. Like, I'll show you on this view. If this camera wasn't working the other day, but I think it is now because it just went click in my ear. But like all this stuff, everything here had to go. I had to clear it all out and make space to carry this couch out of the way. And then once I got the other couch out of the way, I went downstairs and I picked this one up by one side, and then I got underneath it, and I basically just put it on my back, grabbed the sides of it, walked it up one flight of stairs, sat it down, put it on its end, put it on my back again, walked it up another set of stairs, and then carried it, squished it through the door and got it into this room. And then Banana wakes up in the morning. She's like, holy crap. How'd you get that thing up here? I was determined. I wanted to do it. And, I got to put that leg strength to some good use. I've been squatting large amounts of weight for most of my life. So if I feel like I can put it to use, that's what I'll do. So that's what I did. I changed out the couch from one blue couch to another one. The other one was really squishy. We actually had to move the camera. We had to move this camera right in front of me up 7 inches, meaning the other couch was it was all like squished down to the ground. So this one's more firm. It's going to give more room for Banana. She'll be more comfortable, meaning maybe she'll stick around a little bit longer tomorrow when we do the show. I'll get to some phone calls later on. We have some stuff I want to get to. I'm going to do a check Pete's
At Devil's
voicemail.
Advocate 2354 says, does Skylar approve of new couch?
Skylar, oddly, Skylar's my little dog for you guys who don't know. She's a little 9.5-pound Malshi. She's absolutely adorable. The other couch is still in the loft in the other room. I haven't bothered bringing it downstairs yet, mostly because I put it out there and Skylar has now taken to laying on that couch.
At Spam Heineken says, thanks Pete for answering my questions. Hope your day is awesome. P.S. Listen to Jim Croce if you haven't.
I don't know who Jim Croce is, but I guess I'll have to try and remember that. Yeah, so Skylar has now like a band. She used to hang out here on this couch. Now she's just hanging out in the old couch in the other room, which is kind of like, okay, so I'm going to have to keep that thing around for a while. You know what? Can I give you guys a daily dose of inspiration, motivation? Can I do that for you? I was talking about squatting this couch all the way upstairs. Kind of reminds me of like how I ended up in getting into squatting and heavy lifting and stuff. Is kind of the first instance of when I really decided to find a way into action. I was in high school, and I'm not the tallest, biggest dude in the world, but I wanted to play football. and all of my friends were playing football, like all of them. And I wanted to play, and I'm the size of like a halfback or maybe a safety. I've talked about this a little bit before, but my sophomore year of high school, I was maybe 5'7", 5'8", and I was only like 155 pounds. And I went out for the team, and I was trying to play running back, and my vision was, you know, it was bad at that point. It was already bad. I couldn't get a driver's license. All my tests had to be large print, so, you know, it wasn't good. And so the quarterback would try and pitch me the ball, and I just couldn't visually track it. And a lot, the ball would like hit me in the hands. A couple times it hit me in the face mask. I'm like, man, this blows. Like this, you know, this isn't working. I can't visually see what's going on in the field. And I didn't quit. I went through the sophomore year. I basically just tried to get more reps on defense. And, you know, when a play started coming my way, I just tried to tackle whoever was the closest one. You know, I wasn't good. I wasn't good at all, but I was really determined. I wanted to play football. I wanted to be with my friends. I wanted to be on the team that they were playing, wanted to play the sport that they were playing. And my best friend's dad had been my soccer coach for most of my life. My best friend growing up was a guy named Jay Sawyer, and his dad, John Sawyer, had been my soccer coach, and just a really smart, really good dude, great coach, always had good ideas. And, you know, I was talking to him about how I wanted to play football and how it wasn't working out. And I remember he said to me, he said, you know, he knew I couldn't see the ball. He knew I couldn't track that anymore. I definitely couldn't be a receiver, couldn't catch pitches, really couldn't see, you know, couldn't see where the ball was to be on defense and find the right guy. And he goes, could you see a fat kid if he was in front of you? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And he's like, how about playing offensive line? His idea, you know, to try and keep me on the team was to play offensive line. And in that position, you don't have to catch it, but you don't have to deal with the ball at all. You're not dealing with the ball at all. You're basically hitting the people on the other team and getting them out of the way of the person of the skill players that do have the ball. And I was like, yeah, probably. You know, he made a joke out of it, hit the fat kid. But, you know, usually the defensive linemen are the big kids, the bigger kids in class, in school. And he's like, can you hit them? I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, you're going to have to get a lot stronger because I just wasn't that big. So sophomore year, 5'7", 155, I went to the gym incessantly because I wanted to find a way. I really wanted to play football. And I knew it wasn't going to be like an easy thing, but it was something that I really wanted to do. You know, I always talk about if you have a goal, if there's something you want to do, you have to answer the 3 questions. Do you want to do it? Are you capable of doing it? And are you willing to make the sacrifice? Now, I knew I wanted to do it. I wanted to play football. I was definitely capable of making the sacrifice. I was willing to go to the gym, try and get bigger and try and get stronger. The question was, you know, could I do it? Could I actually play offensive line? And I grew a little bit in high school. I got to be about 5'9". Could I be an offensive lineman at 5 feet 9 inches? I mean, not at 155 pounds, I couldn't. Between sophomore year and junior year, I got myself up to 165 pounds, put on 10 pounds. And my friend's dad, John Sawyer, told me, you know, because you might be shorter than a lot of the defensive linemen, your leverage is going to be your biggest asset. You know, if I'm squared up against a kid that's 6'2" or 6'4", I'm a lot shorter. I can get into his midsection. And if I can squat if I get my legs really strong, then I could, you know, get leverage and potentially knock him off the ball. So I became neurotic about going to the gym. I wasn't a big weightlifter until that point in my life. And, you know, I started squatting 95 pounds, which is, you know, maybe most young adult males can squat 95 or 135. By the time my junior year rolled around, I was doing 315 for sets, which is a lot of weight. And I ended up becoming the starting offensive left guard in my JV team. And I actually took the place of the kid that used to bully me in 7th and 8th grade, which took a little bit of satisfaction off of that, won't lie. And then by the time my senior year rolled around, I'd gotten myself up to about 175, 177 pounds, and I was squatting 495 pounds for reps. If anybody knows anything about weightlifting, that's a lot. There's a lot. Like when you're coming up the bar, the Olympic bar is like doing that wobble thing, like, and I was doing that, but it was an enormous amount of dedication. I tried to get to the gym 5 days a week, and you know, a lot of times my friends didn't want to drive. They couldn't get there, or just we had different schedules. The gym was 7 miles away from my house, and back then, again, I couldn't drive, but I used to ride my bike. Super unsafe. mostly blind guy riding his bike, but I really wanted to get to the gym. So I'd ride my bicycle 7 miles to the gym, do legs day, then 7 miles back up all the hills to my parents' house. And I was eating all sorts of like protein bars and protein shakes, which back in the early and mid 90s, those things tasted like dog vomit, but it was, you know, something that I really wanted to do. And I found a way to play football as a kid that was losing most of his eyesight. It was just important to me to not lose the opportunity to do things because I've been losing my eyesight. It was really important to me. I felt like the moment I had goals or things I wanted to do, and if I couldn't do them because I was losing my eyesight, I felt like that was going to really be hard on me mentally. And so I you know, kind of picked these goals and just really doggedly went after them, tried to find ways to do them. So I've always looked back at that period of time as a two-year period of time where I dedicated myself to weightlifting and to practicing and to eating right and doing everything I needed to do just to be on a team with my friends, because it was important to me. And I've applied that to the rest of my life, you know, whether it was becoming a voice actor. You know, I had to do a lot of different things, learning how to do text to speech because I couldn't read the script anymore. Becoming a YouTuber, the million different things I've had to learn, faking eye contact, looking at the camera, you know, learning different ways to create content. I've applied those rules to every aspect of my life to try and overcome obstacles. And I feel like that early one, the football one, was a really good lesson for me that I taught myself. So there you go. There's your inspiration, motivation for the day. If you got something you want to do, if you can fit it into those three things, do you want to do it? Do you think you can do it? And are you going to be able to make the commitment? I firmly believe if you can answer yes to all three of those and stick to them, you can achieve anything you want, even if it's something as silly as being a high school football player. But really, that really set the tone for me growing up. I just knew once I achieved that, I wasn't going to be the kind of person that would be deterred by other obstacles in my life.
1000 says
Anyway,
Surfer.
thanks
I was
thanks for listening
informed
to that,
blind at
Ryan.
birth, but here I am.
Here you are.
At Joni BC says hence the origin of Find a Way.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know it was find a way back then. I didn't really orchestrate, or it didn't really articulate it. And I think the logo would look a little different if it
At
was a
Juifanta
football.
9000 says at birth, but here I am. I have 5% of my eye. I can read it and write Braille, and I do a lot of pixel art in Minecraft.
All right, pixel art and Minecraft. And you can do Minecraft with 5% of vision, huh? I can't do video games.
At Juifanta 9000 says, and I do a lot of pixel art in Minecraft. If you ever get around to reading my comments, please say hi. It would mean a lot to have a shout out.
Hi, there we go.
At Leland Thurman I6H says hi.
Hi.
At Sloth Sniper 21 says hi.
Hi. Oh, just a
At
bunch of people.
Themagic Wizard of Randomspel says a child is currently trying to eat my front door.
A child.
At
is
Your
trying to
Potato
eat
says I
your
ain't
front
chicken, so
door.
I am here.
Hi, good for you. Someone noticed my my
At
title.
Sloth Sniper 21 says I love these videos.
Oh, that's good. I wonder if the whole thing about chicken is you know, Sam the chicken over here, which is still I've got a new mascot, and he's been being created for it's like 5 or 6 weeks now. I'm waiting for the new mascot to get made. I can't wait to roll him out to you guys one of these days. But for now, Sam the chicken is wearing my blind surfer wetsuit. And yes, hello to everybody in the chat. Oh, I got a message before. I hope it's there's a lot going. Oh, it's California primaries, I think, today, and just I'm getting hit up with a million political emails. I'm sure everybody is. And the NHL Stanley Cup final is like right now, isn't it? Tuesday night game. This is Tuesday, right? Wait, I wonder what's the score of the Avalanche game?
The Avalanche were swept by the Golden Knights.
Oh, that hasn't started yet. I guess that starts later. Yeah, game one. I mean, I read all the stuff for preparation where I just didn't look at the start time. Is it possible? Wait, is it really? Is it? It's not. It has to have started yet. When is the Golden Knights game?
The Golden Knights and the Hurricanes are tied 3-3 at the conclusion of the second period in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
I said the wrong damn team. That was embarrassing. I didn't mean. Yeah. Okay. So Stanley Cup final game. I've read too much stuff. My mind is a little blendered. Okay. So it's 3-3, tied up. Game 1, Stanley Cup final, into the second period. And yes, I work for the NHL. I know who's playing the game. Oh boy. Gonna get to check Pete's voicemail in a minute. I'm told that we got that filled up. There was a handful of people that left some messages for me. That is when you dial my phone number 760-517-6844. When you dial that, and the show is not live, you can leave me a voicemail message, anything you want to say.
Regrian says it's 4 a.m. here in the Netherlands, but I just wanted to ask. Your Potato says, would you replace your phone screen if you broke it, or would you just take it off? Imperial Bridman says, you're a big reason I want to get into voice acting.
Oh, that's very nice.
La Amatea Y Curry Sissa says.
@la_may_I_Curry_Cisa tit $5 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
ITT the Sneak Hatilator Sam the Chicken the Modern Day Pinky and the Brain. Which one of you is going to take over the world? We all know it's Pete
We're
Lowe.
going to take over the world again. Pinky and the Brain. What are you going to do today? What are we going to do today, Pinky? We're going to take over the world. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. As always. Would I replace my phone screen? Yes, because I'm always showing my phone screen to people, asking them, to look at stuff for me. So I think if it had a crack in it, they'd probably be like, hey, you have a crack in it. It's really difficult to see what you're trying to show me. People ask me too, like, what do you have a monitor on your computer? Like, a lot of, I make all my videos and I need someone to double check them most of the time, make sure it makes sense. So if there wasn't a monitor on my screen, it'd be very difficult for people to double check and see what was going on my screen. So yes, I would, having good visuals on my phone.
Fanta 9000 says, I'm not able to read small print, but I know how to do housework and mom stuff. I'm really good at it.
Nice.
Regrian says, even though there are ignorant folks.
Even though there are ignorant folks. There are a lot of ignorant folks. I spent like
Rubbleburger of 4759 says, yay, blind surfer live stream watching Vertical on YouTube.
Thank you. Vertical on
Psychedelic
YouTube.
Blues 421 says, you're on my hug list. Keanu Reeves, Tom Hanks are just a couple of names on my granny hug list. You two adorable. Stay groovy.
Good hug list. I like that hug list. I like that I'm on a hug list with those two.
Joni BC says, Tori, he lost his vision over time due to Stargarts.
Yes, true. Keanu Reeves does seem. I'm a guy. I'm into girls. I'm married to Banana, but yeah, I think I would hug Keanu Reeves. I don't know if I'd hug Tom Hanks. He doesn't seem that huggable, especially these days. He seems a little crotchety in a lot of his interviews. But thank you for putting me on your list. What I was going to say something else too. Oh, I was talking about the Check Pete's voicemail. Should we get to that? Oh, someone's username was like burger. Someone just made me think of last Thursday was National Hamburger Day. I've been like talking about this nonstop. Usually Banana and I don't go out on Thursday. We do. I do the show by myself Tuesday. Me, Brooks, and her usually go out after the show on Wednesday, and then Thursday is kind of like me and her night. But I found out it was National Hamburger Day, and I was like, well, we're gonna have to go out on National Hamburger Day. And so I did some research, and there was a poll out or some conglomeration of information out, and it was the best sit-down hamburger joint. So it wasn't a fast food place. It wasn't McDonald's, it wasn't Wendy's, it wasn't anything like that. It was a place where you had to sit down and have a server come and give it to you. So best sit-down national chain hamburger place. And I was like, okay. Turns out there was like 50 of these lists, and the one I saw wasn't the same order as the other ones I saw. But the one I did see, I don't know if you guys have any, we're not really in real time. I'm kind of like 30 seconds behind. So if you have any guesses that you'd like to throw, what was that noise? I think I broke something. I did?
Will the King 6145 says hi.
Hi, what's going on? Yeah, it was kind of hard to.
Slow Sniper 21 says Pretzel Day is on April 25th.
Pretzels. You know what? Pretzel. If you combine pretzel and hamburger day, that'd be awesome because you have a pretzel bun on your hamburger. National Banana Day.
Fanta 9000 says I celebrate Pie Day every March 14th.
Ooh, Pie Day sounds good. I like.
Slow Sniper 21 says lol.
Strawberry rhubarb.
Joni
pie.
BC says Pretzel Day is big in Scranton.
So why Scranton, Pennsylvania? What's my ESPN 1430 is where I'm on in Scranton.
Terminate 1 says Pete. My phone is blocked still lol.
Oh man. Well, no one's getting any calls in right now, so no huge loss, I guess. Like I said, maybe I'll get to the phone calls a little bit later.
Kyle MacDonald N50 said hi.
Hi, said hi. So the number 3.
Duck Goose says hello, sir. Hope all is well.
Duck Goose. I like that. Duck Goose.
Honeyvidger S2H says hi.
I wanted to see if anybody had any
La
guesses.
Amatea Y Curry Sissa says I meant speech to text. Has it ever done you dirty and got discombobulated and sent a person something you didn't mean?
Yeah, totally. I've done a couple
Kyle
videos
MacDonald
about
N50
that.
says hi.
Hi. I'll tell you.
Jennifer Ferrisner 7302 says hi.
A lot of people in the chat, which is pretty awesome, right? I love
Slow Sniper 21 says I love Doritos. There should be a Dorito day.
I don't know, you can't give a whole day to Doritos. I mean, it's super specific. All right, so I'm going to turn that off. I will tell you. The number 3 national chain sit-down restaurant best burger on the poll that I saw. There were a bunch of different ones. The poll that I saw was Chili's, number 3. Now, I don't know if I've ever had a hamburger at Chili's. Like, honestly, if I go to Chili's, for most of my life, I'm going to get the ribs. Now, the ribs, again, aren't like the greatest quality in the world at Chili's, but you're going to Chili's, you're probably going to get the ribs. Me. All right, I won't say you. Me. I'm going to get the ribs at Chili's. The number 2 chain, sit-down restaurant, national chain, best hamburgers. This one was surprising because I don't think I would get a hamburger if I went to this place. I would probably get a steak. Me, when I go to a steak place, I'm a big prime rib guy. And this place had an amazing seasoned prime rib that was like a special for like a year. And then they discontinued it. I was like, why would you get rid of that? It was Outback Steakhouse. That was the number 2 for best hamburgers on National Hamburger Day on the poll that I saw. Again, I mean, maybe Outback does make a really good hamburger, but like, I'm never going to an Outback to get a hamburger. And I had no idea they made a hamburger. And the number 1, this completely threw me, because I guess if I had thought about it, I would have figured out that, God, this new couch that I've got, the arms are a lot smaller than the other one, and this phone keeps falling. Number 1, national chain, sit-down restaurant, you get served by a server, best hamburger. I didn't even know they had hamburgers. Like, had no idea. Never crossed my mind. Buffalo Wild Wings was the number 1 on the poll that I saw. Like, I didn't, like I said, I thought they just had wings. I thought they had wings and fries. Like, that's the thing. When I go to a restaurant, I can't see the menu. Obviously I'm blind. I can't see the menu, so I don't know what's there. And it didn't even occur to me. Like, a lot of times, if I go to a new restaurant, or if I go to Chili's, or if I go to Outback, I'm like, hey, what kind of steak do they have, or what kind of tacos do they have, or something like that. Never even occurred to me to ask if Buffalo Wild Wings had
we
hamburgers.
make burgers at home. Eating out up so expensive we can only afford to do it once a month maybe, but I'm down with burgers. They are delish.
Yeah, burgers are. I love burgers. I love ribs. I love prime rib.
At Joni BC says we need to get you a couch arm tray.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. Hold on, I'll show you from this view. There's this huge tray right here that's holding this mixing board. It's the Tascam Mixcast 4. Oh, you know what? I have a. That's not going to work. There's a tiny little cell phone holder there, but now it's at knee level. I'll be bopping it all the time. Yeah, I just need to get like a wider arm. So I got the Tascam Mixcast 4 there. I've got this unit that's controlling all the different scenes. I've got this thing that I'm holding in my lap, controls a lot of the sounds and music and stuff. And then I'm just trying to balance my phone on the arm, and it keeps falling. So Buffalo Wild Wings was the number on the poll that I saw, number 1 hamburger national chain sit-down restaurant. So Banana and I'm like, we have to go. I have to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, I just learned that they have hamburgers, and apparently they're very good. Now, that's not an ad, obviously. Like, they don't pay me. Oh, I mean, they don't pay me for this. I have done commercials for them, probably for a bunch of different radio stations I work for. B-dubs. Yeah, I'm sure I have. You know what? I actually remember I did a bunch of Buffalo Wild Wings commercials for ESPN. But, you know, I'm saying this because, like, again, they don't sponsor the stream. So we went. And the friggin' burger, it was a smash burger. Their whole lineup of hamburgers was smash burgers. And I got one with macaroni and cheese on it. And I'm telling you, I've had a lot of fancy, good hamburgers over my life. I've eaten some very expensive hamburgers in Vegas. There's a place in the next town over. Oh, the phone fell again. There's a place in the next town over called Tanner's Smash Burgers. And they have they're well known in this area for having a chef who is a Michelin star chef. So there's a Michelin star chef that's making burgers, which is just crazy. But everybody on here raves about those burgers. I would put this stupid B-dubs Buffalo Wild Wings hamburger against any hamburger I've ever seen. Now, maybe it's not fair because the B-dubs one had mac and cheese on it, and I've never had one with macaroni and cheese on it. And also, this felt like a good deal. Usually, Banana and I, like, we can't get out in this area if we each have a meal, you know, like a burger or a sandwich or something. We're not going out for a giant meal. I'm just talking about like a regular, like a burger, sandwich, burrito, something like that. We each had a hamburger, a smash burger. We each had 2 beers. I wasn't going to drink on Thursday, but the only way to get a seat in this place without waiting was to sit at the bar. And I always feel like a dink sitting at the bar and be like, can I have a Sprite? So we each ordered 2 drinks. I had a mango cart. She had a Stella. 2 drinks each. 2 burgers, and it was $77, which is like 30% less than it would be anywhere else around here. So feels weird to say it, but I feel like I'm a Buffalo Wild Wings fan, and not for their wings. I will actually tell you their wings kind of blow. I'm not a fan of their wings. I've not had a lot of really good wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, but that smash burger, damn, was that thing good. So yeah, that was National Hamburger Day last Thursday. Every day is something. How would I ask?
At Dean Winchester Freak S8F says hi.
Hey, Dean Winchester S Freak. Interesting name you got there. I was going to try and ask like what day is today, but I don't think, I bet you ChatGPT could answer.
At Dean Winchester Freak S8F says show us the dog.
The
At
dogs.
Burger 4759 says you should try my Jobs burger and sandwiches.
My Jobs? All right, hold on. I'm gonna ask Sam the question here.
At Liam Pino S2H says hey, I am new, can you hear me? I really love your vids and I dislike people who think you lie.
I can hear you.
At Joni BC says that's still expensive, $77 for 2 people, yikes.
I thought it was a pretty good deal.
At Your Potato says number 1 boneless wings are from Applebee's.
Oh, I've never had
At Jennifer
those.
Harrisner.
Hold on, let me go over here because I called up Sam. Hey Sam, National Hamburger Day was last Thursday. What is today? What national celebration is happening today? This is June 2nd.
So today, June 2nd, is National Rocky Road Day, which celebrates the beloved chocolate, marshmallow, and nut-filled dessert. If you're in the mood, it's a good excuse to grab a scoop or whip up something sweet.
National Rocky Road? That seems highly specific. I don't even think it never occurs to me to get Rocky Road when I'm out for ice cream, but it is good. Is that it? It's just National Rocky Road Day? Nothing, because a lot of times there's like 3 different things. Is there anything else today or just National Rocky Road Day? Thinking about it.
Today, June 2nd.
Spit it out.
No worries, Pete. I've got you. If you've got any other random day or fun fact...
Yeah, I was trying to ask you, what besides National Rocky Road Day, what is today?
Today, June 2nd, has a few national celebrations. It's National Rocky Road Day, which highlights the chocolate, marshmallow, and nut dessert. It's also National Rotisserie Chicken Day, National Leave the Office Early Day, and National Bubba Day, which honors people nicknamed Bubba.
No way. National Bubba Day. All right. Anybody out there named Bubba? Today's your day. National Leave the Office Early Day. That's an interesting one. The National Rotisserie Chicken Day. I feel like those all combine really easily. I feel like Bubba could leave the office early, grab himself a rotisserie chicken, and then have some Rocky Road ice cream for dessert. I mean, this day is just, that one was actually planned out pretty well. Good job, June 2nd. Let's see. Should I get to? Oh, that damn phone is going to be the death of me. No, it's not the phone.
At Peyton Lee Voice Teacher says your inspiration is to be an inspiration to other. Disability can't kill dreams, so I even have a book on Amazon called Imaginary Ivan Cartoon Book.
All right, cool. You just got
at Liam Pino S2H says.
You just got a free plug on there for your book on Amazon. I also have books on Amazon. Maybe that's why you said that, because every once in a while they get, I don't know where the damn frame is exactly, but over there it tells you can super chat me. It tells you can give me some bits on Twitch. It says Ask Pete Anything, and then it promotes my books. I got 4 of them on Amazon right now. Faith Kills, Skill Conspiracy, Wish, and I Talked to Adams, which just did so well. That book, I was so nervous to put that one out because it was such a weird book. But it did. It debuted at number 1. It was so weird. I was like, people aren't going to know what is going on with this book. But they got it and they liked it, and a lot of people listened to it. So you can listen to all the books. You can listen to and you can read because I narrated them. It's what I do, voice acting. But narrating books is hard. I'm gonna do the check Pete's voicemail. Let's see if we can get through those messages.
Now it's time to check Pete's voicemail on the Blind Surfer Show.
So, like I said, when you if you got something on your mind and it's an off hour, like when the show is not on, you dial 760-517-6844, and you'll get put into the voicemail. And you can leave me anything you want. I like, it's. I asked my friend back home in Boston to go through them for me. He picks out stuff that's clever or entertaining. If people got a good question, you need some advice, some life advice, romantic advice, anything you need, like, and feel free to drop some jokes, be entertaining. You can leave the messages there. We shall see what we got on the Check Pete's voicemail today.
God has a plan, and his plan for you was to be an inspiration to other people. Would you have been able to do this if you hadn't had the struggles that you have? I'm 60 years old. I'm a widow. Got to find out who I am again. Starting over. You give me inspiration every day.
Oh, that's nice.
To lighten that, buddy. Talk to you soon. Bye.
That's nice to hear. I definitely don't do religious talk. I'm not a highly religious person. She started off by saying God has a plan. It's for me to inspire other people. I mean, I don't know. Let's just presuppose that is a plan. I'll just go along with the supposition of the call that I got. I'm not going to argue theology with anybody. Not my thing. So we'll just take the question on face value. If that is the plan, if I was put here to inspire other people, I would like to say, and again, following the thought process here, who am I to question my plan on this earth? But if I were allowed to question that plan, I would say I would like to have my vision back now. Like, it's been a long time since I could see, since I was, fully independent, since I could enjoy the faces of my loved ones, since I could, find things on my own, since I could, go walk and go get a sandwich by myself, go walk down the beach, look at a sunset. Now, of course, I love the company of the people in my life. I have great friends, an amazing wife. But I wish I could be a little more independent. So I would like to say, if my job was to be put here to inspire people, have I not fulfilled that role yet? And what if I promise to keep doing it? I told you at the beginning of the show, I've just surpassed 1.2 billion video views on YouTube. And most of them are, if not inspirational, at least entertaining. So I would like to say that I would like to see, I think, if I could get anything back, and I don't know if I'm allowed to ask in this scenario, but I'd like to, I promise, I swear, I'll keep trying to inspire people. But I think at this point, I've learned the lesson. I've found a way. I've worked. I've struggled. I've overcome. I've spread the good message. I guess I can. Obviously, I will keep doing it. But I would love to be able to see again.
Hey, Pete. Name's Eric. I've been watching a lot of your videos, and I got to say, really sorry about all the stupid BS comments you get. Hopefully they don't get you down too much. Unfortunately, the world's always going to be full of really ignorant and frustrating people. So, but I do have a question.
Okay.
I see you're in California, I think. I guess I didn't actually check. Do you think that being in California has contributed to your success as a voice actor and stuff like that? How much do you attribute to your amount of effort you put in, your personal effort, and how much do you attribute to luck?
Oh.
The reason I ask is because it's beautiful seeing you, successful in your career, but I think a lot of younger people these days are really distraught and looking for a sense of direction. So I wonder how much luck plays into it, and I wonder how much it is pure talent, because obviously you're extremely talented. But anyways, thanks.
I don't think being in California has necessarily helped me very much. If I was trying to get my location to help out my occupation, I would have gone directly to LA, the heart of the industry that I work in, and done some more schmoozing and glad handing up there. But Banana and I, we looked at that area, and we decided that a beach town in San Diego was going to be a little more our style. So I didn't make a work decision in terms of advancing my career to move out here. And in terms of how much does talent versus how much does luck help in my career, I feel like I can speak generally to all facets of life. I think that luck plays a very, very small role so long as you pair a ton of work with your talent. There's no voiceover jobs. I think people maybe misconstrue the industry. These days, it doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter. There are big voiceover people, but everybody, and I mean everybody, is auditioning all the time. I audition many, many, many times a day, a week, a month. Jobs don't fall out of the sky for me. I can't think of a single job that the company just called me up and was like, hey, we want you, Pete. That's literally never happened in my entire career. I have auditioned for every job I've gotten. So that came from a ridiculous amount of work, preparing, studying, acting classes, voice and articulation, availability, equipment, everything that you need to be successful in the moment. And then I'm ready for that audition and I put forth my best performance and I hope that they pick me. Can you say it's lucky that they pick me? I guess, but they're not going to pick me if I'm doing a terrible job. And I think that's, I mean, I guess, maybe it sounds ridiculously arrogant. Maybe there has been some luck, but I think generally voice acting, especially, a lot of times they pick, if they get 50 auditions, they'll put 3, 4, or 5 of them into the mix. The audition, they'll drop it right in there. They'll put it to picture, they'll put it to the track, and they'll listen, like, how does this person sound in the mix? And a lot of times, this is something I had to learn early on. If you're not one of those few people that get picked, it's not personal. They're not like, we personally hate you, Pete, you suck. It's like, your voice just doesn't work for that project. But if it does, and then, they have to narrow it down to one, like, are you lucky that you were the one that got picked, or you were just good and you worked in that piece? I don't know. I feel like, I remember when I was a competitive sailor, you were always trying to find the best spot on the ocean or the lake or wherever you were, and you're trying to find the next wind gust that would make you go faster than other people. And in general, the top sailors, of which my cousin Jim Bowers is to one of these days, one of the best sailors in the country, and I was highly competitive at my time, consistently found those wind gusts. And people are like, oh, you guys are so lucky. You're so lucky that you find the wind all the time. And it's like, yeah, but if it happens every time, if it happens at every regatta and you win every regatta, are you lucky, or are you doing something to create your luck? I mean, luck is a thing. Luck is a thing. I'm lucky that I found Banana. I'm lucky that I encountered Josh. I don't feel like anything that I've worked for in my life and put effort into, luck might play a tiny role in it. That's a tough one. I'd like to say no. That was a long answer. Sorry.
Hey, Pete, this is Fraser Vanderpool calling from Maple Ridge, Canada. And what I would love to see is you try snowboarding.
Oh.
I would love to see you try out snowboarding. I feel like a lot of your surf skills would help you. You would obviously have to have a lot of things figured out as far as, not hitting any trees. But I'm sure that would be something you could pull off, and I'd love to see it. Thanks.
I'm not into snowboarding. I know a lot of people think, I do the other skateboarding. I do a lot of that. Obviously, tons of surfing, and I think people are like, oh, snowboarding would be a natural progression. I did snow skiing, and if you guys know, or maybe you don't, I don't have the ability to see anything useful, but I see light and a snow mountain. I went up to Big Bear with Josh and his now wife Danny. And I was up there with Banana, and we took our little puppy Skylar, and I was riding a snow ski, and it's just so bright. It was just bright, and I can walk around with my eyes closed and sunglasses on, but the light was still getting in. It was just giving me a massive headache. So beyond the uncomfortableness of the I guess I could have wrapped a headband around and put the glass on and kept my eyes closed. I could do that, but I also just didn't really like it. There were parts of the mountain where he's like, don't go too far right, you're going to fall off the mountain, or, don't go too far left, you're going to smash into a tree. I've put a lot of time, almost 10 years now into surfing. And that's, I've tried a million other sports. And like I said, I got on the mountain, I grabbed a snow ski, I did it. I've tried basically every sport I could possibly think of, ever since I lost my eyesight. I did rock climbing, I've done shooting, target shooting. I've done soccer. I've done everything since I started this channel. Any sport you can think of, I've tried it. And snowboarding did not sing to me. I think that that's a sport that would be, I remember skiing as a kid in the 80s when I had some vision, and just kind of like the wind whipping and the trees flying by. It was exhilarating because I could experience the speed of it and have a visual component. Now, just on that snow ski up in Big Bear, all I experienced was like terror. So I wasn't really into it. Let's see what else we got and check Pete's voicemail.
Hey, Pete. I think that you absolutely deserve to be out surfing on the waves. And if people think that you shouldn't be out there because it's a safety precaution, then they should think about how ableist of a statement that is, and how if you can't go out and surf and other people take accountability for their actions, how can they ever expect to drive a car and not hit someone on the street? It's so stupid.
Okay, that is a reaction to the video that I posted last Saturday, which is closing in on 1 million views, which is, long story short, if you guys have all seen it or heard it, but I was paddling, just very, very slowly, out to a spot. Nisha took her eyes off me for a moment. She'd seen a guy in our general vicinity, didn't think that we were that close to each other. The guy decided not to change his direction, and we paddled into each other. I feel like the guy paddled into me. The more I think about it, the more in retrospect, I really think that he was just being an aggro surfer, and he's like, I'm going straight, and this guy's going to have to move. And I didn't move because I didn't see him, and we bumped into each other. Now, out of the nearly 1 million views I've gotten, most people have been supporting me, but I did a post earlier this week because there was, I'd say, I don't know, like a handful of comments. People were saying that it was like a selfish decision for me to go out there as a blind person. They're like, you shouldn't even be in the lineup. You being blind is endangering other people, is a comment I got from a handful of people. And I replied to them. I was like, so me as a blind person trying to go out there and partake in a sport, a hobby, just go out there and live my life. Do you think I should just stay at home and stay out of the fully abled people's way? Like, is that what you want? And I couldn't get them to write back, because I'm sure once I put it that way, they were like, oh, that doesn't sound good. But that was their initial reaction. They're like, hey, you're blind, get out of everybody's way. I'll tell you this much. When I go into the water, I take a ton of precautions to be as safe as possible. Starting from, we try and pick a spot where there are no people in the water. The crazy thing about the fact that this guy and I bumped into each other was Nisha picked a spot where there were literally 2 people in the water, and that guy was one of them. And the ocean is massive, and somehow we bumped into each other. So we took a massive amount of precautions to try and go to an uncrowded area. That was the first thing we did. Second is I wear the blind surfer wetsuit. You know, it's blasted right on me, blind surfer. Now, again, I don't expect everybody to read that. Nisha will usually take the time to try and explain to anybody that is around that I'm blind. So, you know, I pay a coach. I wear the gear that I paid for. We go to a spot, and you know, this one sucks. It sucks that, you know, Nisha thought that this guy and I were going to miss. She was more concerned with looking to the outside to see if there are any surfers there, because one of the comments I got was like, what if you just paddle in front of someone that's dropping in on a wave and then they crash into you? Like, that would never happen. That is actually where Nisha had her eyes. Like, all my coaches are looking to the waves and seeing the people come down and trying to make sure. Like, this was dumb. We were like literally in shoulder deep water. We're just getting out there, and this guy bumps into me. So that scenario that this guy said, like, whatever, paddle in front of someone, that could be really dangerous. Yeah, like, that would never happen. And I know that would never happen because I've surfed 1,000 times. I go every weekend, sometimes more, for 10 years. I've been out there 1,000 times, and that's never happened because I try to be as safe, if not more safe, than most of the people. I'll tell you this much too. All the times we go out there, the minimal amount of times I've had encounters with people, you know, count them on one hand, because we're taking all those precautions. The people that aren't good at surfing, that don't know the rules, that are beginners, which there are plenty of. There's people on vacation. There's people that like just decide that they want to take up the sport. They go out there and they cause a problem every time I'm out in the water. Every single time I'm out in the water, someone's yelling at someone. I try and tell this to people that surfing is not as chill a sport as a lot of people might think it is. It's full of a lot of angry people, a lot of yelling out there. And every single time I'm on the water, someone is yelling at someone else. And then, you know, people are going to see the video where I bumped into a guy while we were both paddling, and they tell me that I shouldn't be out there because I'm blind. So what are you going to say? That everybody out there that's just learning, that's on their first day on a board, that doesn't know the rules, that's just out there on vacation, that happened to make a mistake, even though they can see that they shouldn't be out there? No one would say that. No one would say, oh, no, you know, no one would say beginners can't, you're not allowed to begin, because how would anybody do a sport if no one was allowed to begin? But they felt like it was okay to tell me as a blind guy that I shouldn't be out there. And, you know, a part of me, if I'm being 100% honest, like, I get where their brain is, where it went like instinctually, like their first thought was, well, if you can't see, you shouldn't be out there. But that's not, and rarely is, the whole story. There's always more to a story. And the more to the story is that I took every precaution I could. I just happened to run into an a-hole that decided he didn't want to change his direction. And the fact that, that got 1 million views and got a handful of people, not insubstantial amount, people telling me that I should get out of the water because I got in his way. I think that's super unfair. I don't think that just because I'm disabled. Now, if I, as a blind person, went out into the water with no coach, no markings on my wetsuit, didn't try to speak or communicate to anybody. If I just went out there and paddled straight and barreled into someone, or if I somehow got all the way out to a wave and turned around and caught a wave and T-boned someone, yes, that is a jackass move. Like, obviously, like if that's the kind of blind person I was, then no, I shouldn't be out there. I shouldn't be expecting everybody to get out of my way. I shouldn't expect that I'm just going to paddle out, get a wave, and everybody's just going to miraculously jump out of Pete's way because it's Pete's wave and Pete's day. But that is not what I do. I try and go out there as conscientiously as I could. And I feel the supposition that I don't was a little insulting. And it was, I think that's very hard for other disabled people to hear. Like, you should just hide at home because you're in all of our way. That's not cool. One more, check Pete's voicemail.
Hey, I'm M, and I would like to say I believe completely blind people should be able to do whatever they want. And honestly, F those other-sided people who want to be ableist towards you. That's not very nice. You're a really cool guy, and if you're already reading scripts and everything like you do, I think you should be able to surf in the water.
Oh, well, that was that's so more support. Hey, thanks for the follow. That's a follow over there on Twitch. I appreciate that. That was the nicest. Can I rewind that? The way that she just said F ableist people, she had like the sweetest voice. And let's see, can I rewind and play that? Hold on.
F those other-sided people who want to be ableist.
F those other-sided people. I don't know. That just struck me funny as the way she said that. I mean, yes, I agree with her. F those people. I feel like I covered that. That ableist is a word. I don't know. It's a thing. Obviously, it's a thing. But being on the other side of it, being a disabled person, I don't know. I don't know if people are discriminating against me because I'm ableist or just because they're not. I think it's just because they're not informed. And then their just brain goes to blind person out in the water. No, you should never do that. And then, maybe the reason I haven't been able to get responses on those comments is because people thought about it and they're like, you know what? He is doing absolutely everything he can. And yeah, I mean, the amount of problems that I cause on the water. Listen, here's the order of things causing issues out in the water. Sharks come in third. Like, nobody gets bitten by a shark. Everybody's always afraid of it. People are like, oh no, sharks are going to get the surfers. It just doesn't happen that much. So they would come in third. Second would be me, because I've caused less than a handful of issues in the 1,000 times that I've been out there. The number one problem causer for surfers are other surfers, fully able-bodied, sighted surfers. They're all jerks to each other. I cannot express to you. God, I wish there was like cell phone service out on the water, because all my audience that doesn't surf, I wish I could just go out there one day and just do like a live stream and just watch you, or have you guys watch everybody yelling at everybody. They just everybody's in everybody's way and everybody's pissed off all the time. This is why it's kind of funny. The good surfers, like the best surfers, they try and get up and go there. And I have no interest in doing this. They try and go surfing at like 6 a.m. or like 5:30. Like Nisha goes out. She tries to go out like before the sun is up a lot. She's like, want to wake up and get in the water at 5:15? I'm like, hell no, I don't. But a lot of them will go out there and surf at these ridiculously early hours just to stay away from the crowds, all the people that are causing problems. And does anybody say they're not allowed to surf? No, they don't. But they try and tell me that I shouldn't surf because I can't see. So that is.
At Sarah Cam 7808 says, you and your weary. At M02462I6XS said hi.
A Glendale Cruise. Ooh, let's see what
At Badu Zaffo says G-Top
At Baduzafo tipped $50 through Super Chat. GT Oates says he has more for you. Keep the faith and keep inspiring.
Man,
you're helping more than you know.
That is the Hawaiian surf god right there, and also the god of the super chats. This dude is just so insanely generous. Called in, got to speak to him. Was that a couple of weeks ago? Really appreciate you, man. Badu Safo. I keep forgetting it. The stupid text to speech doesn't nail that right. But thank you so much for the support, and I will. I'm gonna get back out there. I've only been out once since that incident. I did take the next day off. And I've been recovering from an injury, so I'm doing physical therapy right now, but I'll get back out there as soon as I can. But I'm not going to lie, it's going to be in my head a little bit, but I think it's also going to be in Nisha's head or Brooks's head, whoever I'm with. Like, we're going to be hyper conscious of trying to stay out of everybody's way. I told him, like, take me to the crappiest spot. I don't need to be in a main peak. I don't need to be getting the best waves. I just want to go out there and have fun. Like, that's why I surf. A lot of people go out there and they literally want to go out there and like just fight for the best wave. That's not what I'm looking to do when I'm out there. Not at all. I just want to go out there and enjoy myself. So, take me to a crappier spot with less waves. I just want to go out there and paddle around, catch some waves, have some fun. We can do I started the show with a surf session. I can take a break in a minute and show you a surf session if you'd like to see it. Hold on, I'm vamping because I did put the phone number up on the screen a little while ago. I said I'd take a couple of calls. 760-517-6844. First call of the evening. Who's this?
Hey, Pete, this is Thomas from Memphis, Tennessee. How are you tonight?
Good, Thomas. What's going on?
Not much, man. I was calling because I saw the video you did last week about those tests that you had to do when you were a kid with the contact lenses and the wires and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so I also have Stargardt's. I was told I had Stargardt's when I was about 12, and I definitely had to do one of those tests. I had to have been in high school. I don't think I was still in grade school, but I had to have been in high school.
Yeah.
But I had a doctor doing one of those tests, and I don't know if this is related to that test specifically, but I remember years later getting a new doctor and learning that the doctor who had performed that test was operating under the assumption that Stargardt's is an autoimmune disease, which I have come to learn is not at all true.
No, it's a defect on the ABCA4 gene. It is a genetic disorder.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's smart.
Right.
Okay.
But I saw that video and I remember that very vividly, and it was not fun. I remember that. Doing that.
I always forget. I always forget. Like, do other people have the? Something happens to you. My eyes have been opened figuratively, obviously, by doing this channel, because I think everything that happened to me only happened to me because no one in my family had a vision problem. None of my friends had it. I was the only one. I was like, I was the only one that had to go through this. And I remember posting that video. I remember it was only a week ago, and a bunch of people were like, oh, I did that. I did that. I did that. And I'm like, I can't believe there were that many doctors. And as far as I could tell, like, I just don't see the point of it. Like, yep, they were measuring how fast I was going blind. And if, oh God, like if that was the test that they gave me, they're like, hey, listen, we have to give you this test in order to, code the gene therapy treatment for you. I'd be like, all right, we'll do this once so you can fix my eyes. Like, I might subject myself to it, but the fact that I did it at 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16, then I took a break, went back again at the age of 38 and did it. And it just did nothing other than just F me up. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if everybody is equally as sensitive to light as I am, but it's literally, torture me is just put my eyes open like Clockwork Orange and have me stare at light. Like, worst thing ever. So was that the same? Is that the same way you felt about it?
I remember going through the test and being like, what's the point of this? And even my mom, I think she was in the room, was like, how is this helping? Right. We're both like, there's no way this is helpful or useful in any way.
No.
But actually interesting thing, Pete, is that watching that video and learning and hearing you talk about kind of your experience as someone with Stargardt's. So like I currently have vision at 2200. And it's been that way for about over 10 years now. And what I've learned is that like it's typically something that plateaus and never gets any worse. But like it's different, but like it's still different for everybody because obviously your vision's much worse than mine, and other people's visions are worse or better than mine. And it's just one of those things.
It's so different. I feel like they need to rename. It's like that. You know how people have like type 1 or type 2 diabetes. I feel like you need to have like Stargates V1, V3, V5, because mine did stay stable.
It's different for everybody.
Totally.
Yeah.
I keep meeting people. You know, now I'm out there talking about what I've got, and people are like, "Oh, I have Stargates. I still drive." I'm like, "You drive an effing car?" I'm like, "How? How do you have Stargates and drive?" And like, you know, mine was never good enough to drive a car, and it was like this slow degradation from like 16 to 36. So for like 20 years, I could kind of expect each year, like a little worse, lost a little detail, got to get a little closer to the mirror in order to see my face or something like that. And then it just fell off the table. Like after 36, it was like, all the cells like all burned out all at once. I developed super light sensitivity, and then like all the detail went away. I'm like, what happened there? Like that was, I didn't do anything. It's just, that's the, it's a genetic disorder. So I guess I was just genetically predisposed to, I mean, they do say that the more light you expose yourself to, the more that the cells die in the back of your eye. But it's not like from 16 to 36, I was like hiding in a dark room. And then at 37, I went outside. I'm like, sunlight. Like that didn't happen. It was like the same amount of light I was always exposed to. But yeah, I mean, what a complicated disease. And the fact that they don't have anything for it yet, even though if you go online, everybody's like, they have cured it because Mr. Beast cured cataracts. But there's, I mean, have they ever given you, you know, you've seen different doctors than I have. They never gave me anything at all, ever, just a pair of sunglasses. Has anybody ever told you that you can slow down the progression or there's some treatment on the horizon? Have you heard any news?
So a couple things. One is that when I was first diagnosed, I was told to, you know, obviously wear sunglasses and take a bunch of vitamins to kind of keep the regression from getting worse. But then actually very recently, and this may just be specifically for me and my level of Stargardt's, because like I still have, like I can't, you know, read a book necessarily, but like I see everything around me.
Yeah.
But like there is a clinical trial that my doctor who has taught in the past 10 years. Like I'm 32 now. In the past 10 years that I've seen him, he's taught me more than any other doctor I've ever seen. And so I trust his judgment.
Yeah.
He knows of a clinical trial in Houston that uses some sort of like nanotechnology. He described it where they inject your eye with nanotechnology, some sort of gold-plated nano stuff. They shoot it with a laser, and theoretically, and he's confident that this will be in the process within the next year at least. Or at most. Theoretically, once they shoot it with the laser and that activates it, that's actually supposed to like rebuild the macula in your eye and like actually like potentially start to restore some vision. And so I have an appointment with him in July, and he's like keeping me posted on like the status of that trial. So
I mean, that would be that.
There is something.
Thank you for the call, Thomas. I get so hesitant when I hear stuff like that, like because I'm going back like 20 years now. Doctors kept telling me like, hey, in 5 years they've got this thing. Ooh, next year they've got this thing. Banana will tell you the story when she and I were very first dating, or maybe we've been dating for like a couple of years. We went into an institute in Massachusetts, and they told me that they had 3 cures. They told me they had 3 cures. They said these are doctors. They told me there was a stem cell cure. They told me there was a gene therapy cure. Then they told me that there was a pill. Well, the pill was supposed to stop the progression, stop my eyesight from getting worse. And they said they were all, you know, ready to go. You know, there's the news I've been waiting for my whole life. I think I was 38, I think. Might have been that day that they brought me in for that stupid torturous test. And, you know, all these companies that had these cures got boatloads of funding, took a bunch of money, and then disappeared. They got a bunch of money and disappeared. It was a big money grab. So every time I hear that there's a cure on the horizon, I cannot get excited about it. I just can't. Because the only time I'm going to get excited about it is when someone's like, it's here now. If someone says, you know, it's happening next year, like, I don't know, maybe someone is going to shoot lasers into gold-plated nanotechnology in the back of my eye, like Thomas just said. But I'm extraordinarily skeptical about that. And I think that's a self-defense or a defense mechanism on my part. And, you know, if that's what I feel like I want to do to keep my brain, because I can't ride that roller coaster of, there's going to be a cure, and then there's not. And then, there's going to be a cure, and then there's not. Like, I can't ride that roller coaster. I'm going to check a couple things here.
At Glory GT 101 says IDK.
Wait, 7:54.
At Megalomania says or shave?
Or shave. Or shade? or shade. I don't know what they said.
At Joni BC says 760-517-6844 18 plus only.
That's the phone number. And she did say 18 plus only. That was very good. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Wait, what did it's
At
almost 8
Terminate1
o'clock.
says we're at LT not on YouTube and that's all I can find you on. I
What?
can't use Twitch.
You can't use Twitch.
At LT
Wonder why
Iron
that
Fox
is.
says it is exclusively on Twitch, but I
Oh.
will start on YT soon.
Yeah, you can multicast. I multicast.
At Gilster85 says can you show us what's on your stream deck? At Shadowbin says surfs up Pete.
I can show you one of my stream. Well, this one's like tied in. This one is this one. Hold on, I gotta press this button. I gotta get off of it. So there's two stream decks. I have the stream deck like regular or mini, whatever it is. This one, if I press this song, it plays my intro music. My pre-intro music is the Western music there. I pre-programmed it with some like trailer music. I don't have my trailer microphone hooked up because I was actually using it today. But in a world where one button changes the entire sound of Pete's stream, the Stream Deck is a piece of magic with tactile buttons that make it all happen. So that's what that one does. And then like this button here will the chat lady that this button is connected to doesn't always work. Yeah, she's not working. She dies. But that's how I activate the chat lady, and then I deactivate her over here. There's another series of buttons that I could actually send someone into my voicemail if I felt like I wanted to get them. And then these three buttons, it's how I answer the call. You know, I say there's the calls are on a 30-second loop. I just left it that way because I was trying to do lightning round a while ago. And if I keep pressing this middle button, then the person will stay on the line with me. And then if I want to disconnect it, I hit the bottom one. The Stream Deck, yeah, I can't show you this one because it's tied into the it's right here. Yeah, you can't see it from that angle, I don't think, the way I'm feeling it. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2. There's 8 by 4, 32 buttons on it, and that's how I switch. You know, I can switch from the side angle here. Then I can go close up on myself. Then I can go to my wider angle that shows Sam the chicken over there. I got all sorts of, and then the new one over here.
At Megalomania says
chat.
THX.
You know, the fact that the thing is tactile.
At OG Player 12 says hey, just wanted to know what music do you like.
I've covered that one a lot. There's a the fact that everything these days is like a touch screen is kind of a pain in the butt for me. Thank God that there's text to speech, so I can I can tap. It says 7:57 p.m. and then hold on. It's Tuesday, June 2nd. What? Okay, Peyton Lee is sending me an email and they want me to react to their cartoon that they wrote. I'll have to check that one out later. What was I answering? Favorite music? We kind of did that at the beginning of the show. Tactile. That's what I was saying. The fact that this Elgato Stream Deck over here is like real buttons. They're raised. Like they're. Oh, am I in the right? No, hey, there you go. There's a follow on Twitch. I always appreciate those. Like all these buttons, like you can feel them. Like they're kind of indented. They're concave. So I can feel between 1, 2, 3, 4 of them across. The fact that I can feel them and I know each. It's just I have to memorize. Like the buttons. I'm sure they say something, but I can't read them. So I just memorize what each button does. Like this one, I'm putting the phone number up on. So that button right there does the same thing as this button, except you'll notice the difference that I just took away the phone number. So right there, no phone number. And then if I press it again, it's actually a completely different scene, except for the fact, or it's the same scene duplicated. It just has the phone number taken off of it. And then this one, it shares my.
At Megalomania
my
says what
iPhone
was the
over
strangest thing you had to say as a voice actor?
I don't know, not a lot of strange.
At Joni BC
stuff.
says grim yes. People know.
People know. I haven't had to. I don't get hired to say a lot of bizarre
Dankens
things.
Angel 420 says hey man, thank you for your support on Twitch.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Look at that.
Beacon 1 says NP.
Hey, yeah, that's Dank MF Angel. He's my mod over on Twitch. I wonder how we're doing over there tonight. We had that one. I actually have a meeting with the Twitch people tomorrow. They said they were going to connect with me. I think that.
At Terminate 1 says Pete. I called with 3 different numbers. Mine, my mom's, my sister's. All say the person you are trying to reach is not available. Goodbye.
Oh well, now he's saying goodbye. Well, I'll tell you, I want to get into a.
At I love him. Cat says yo.
A thing with Danny, because generally I love him, but honestly, Brooks and I talked about it last week. I kind of feel like you've been trolling me lately, dude. Like you got through last week, you used your sister or niece's phone or something like that, and then instead of calling up and saying hi, instead of telling me something, instead of, connecting with me or taking part in the show, like we had topics, we had stuff going on, you called up and gave me a baking recipe. And Brooks is like, dude, he's trolling you.
At tbird3287 tipped $4.99
T-Bird.
through Super Chat. This is Thomas. I get the skepticism. My doctor had mentioned other trials and shot down all of them. This nanotech trial is the first one he hasn't.
All right. I mean, just from my personal, Thomas is talking about the trial. He said that his doctor told him about that's supposed to be a potential reversal or cure of Stargardt disease. Me, the age I am, the amount of times I've been told that there's a cure. Thomas, if you want to have hope and you believe your doctor, and this is the thing about our society these days. Like people believe diametrically opposed things all the time, and unfortunately, everybody like wants to fight about it these days. Like I'm talking politics, obviously. Like it's kind of crazy. Nobody wants to just let people be. So I think you and I are just going to fall on opposite sides of that one. I think I'm totally fine with it. Like I'm in my head, I'm going to say there is no cure. There's no cure on the horizon. I'm going to keep living my life the way it is. If you got some information from your doctor and you believe that there's going to be a cure available in a year and that's what you're rolling with, like awesome. And then you know what? I will never be so psyched to be wrong. Like, God, I hope I'm wrong. If I can be wrong about that, that would be awesome.
Tony BC says 18 plus only to call in, please.
And thanks for the super chat.
At Rearimer 4978 says hang in there, sweet Danny. At Xanton 122 says I want to say I love your content. You show having a disability doesn't mean I can't keep going.
Yeah.
At Sarah Cam 7808 says hey young man, no cussing.
Yeah, no cussing.
Beacon
yeah,
1
man.
says yeah, I wanted to try surfing for a while but I can't find any places that aren't hours away that are good enough to.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want
Beacon
to
1
like,
says ads are in. At Rearimer 4978 says where are the geese this eve?
I feel like we lost a lot of the geese. I also wouldn't, if I lived hours away from a surf spot, I'm not entirely sure if I would take a many hour trip. The fact that I moved into a location where the one of the best surf spots, or at least the easiest surf spots to get to, or to be consistent at, is like literally like right out that window. It's pretty easy for me to just roll out and get out there and do that. Although, the tricky thing about my job is I do surf with an Apple Watch all the time because I have to be on call. That's happened quite a few times. I'll be out there surfing and my phone's like ding, or my watch is like ding, like emergency voiceover. You need to get back to the studio. You need to read something. But the fact that I'm just right down the street from my studio makes it at least doable. What was I talking about before? Oh, I put the phone number up on the screen. Now I'm afraid to take the phone call. Because like I said, Danny called last week and he completely didn't engage with me. He just gave me a recipe and Brooks is like, that was him just trolling you. And I don't want to come here and be trolled. Like that was a good conversation with Thomas, but the fact that I don't have a screener, like, it's a little frightening sometimes. Like I just go to the call, like, hey, who's this? And it could be anybody saying anything, doing it. For the most part, people are nice, but, I worked in radio for years and it's a job. Like there's usually two people behind the glass. Behind the glass is the term. The host is in a soundproof room and there's this big piece of glass between them. And there's usually at least two people on the other side. One person running the board, doing all this stuff that I'm doing. And then there's another person that screens phone calls on talk radio and sports radio. There's someone that sits right in front of the call bank and they take every person. They say, what's your name? Where are you calling from? What do you want to talk about? And if the person doesn't sound together and they don't sound like they have something to offer, or if they're off topic or something like that, they just hang up on them. I did that job for a while. I was an intern. I was a call screening intern, and it was kind of, I was putting everybody through, like in the very beginning. I was basically just doing this. Like anybody that called, they're like, I'm Dan from Medford. I want to talk about, politics in Boston. I was like, okay, Dan from Medford, no problem. And eventually the host is like, you were putting everybody through. He's like, I can't have that. He's like, you got to give me people that have, some semblance of sense and coherentness and that they've got a topic that I can play off of. And I learned that the call screening job was actually very important to get the right people through. But no, my show, I just let anybody through. I took radio back 30 years by just opening up the phone line, letting anybody get through. 760-517-6844. Roulette shot right here. Who's this?
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Is this Sarah?
Yeah, sure is. Good evening.
Good evening. What's going on?
I'm doing good. couple of people in the chat encouraged me to call in.
Nice.
Well, LT and Reedy. And I was like, okay, why not?
Well, good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear your voice, too. It's so trippy because I was calling to talk to you about the exact same thing the previous caller did. It was so trippy to me.
You dropped a comment about I can't even remember the damn name of the thing. I just tried to block out ERG. Is that it?
Yeah, an electroretinogram.
Yeah, F that thing. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't have more horrible things to say about that. And
It is the devil.
yeah, it scarred all of my, I don't remember any of the other tests. I mean, I guess if I thought hard enough, there was like a color chip test. There were other things I had to do, the field of vision test, but that one was just like, why are you doing this to me?
Well, I wish like people would understand when they accuse someone of faking blindness. It's not like you just say, I can't see a chart. There is a whole battery of tests that can like numerically measure how much vision that you have left, and it's not something you can fake. Like an ERG will tell how many functional cones you have left, how many functional rods. So before you get a diagnosis of blindness, like it's a lot that went into it that you can't fake.
Yeah. And then, but I obviously spent a long time yelling at people, but like even the people that show me the proof. I'm like, what am I going to do, man? Go get the results of my ERG test and then show it to you and have you read. Like, oh, just F that. Like, either you believe me or you don't, I guess. I mean, I can yell at you and bully
who
you.
Who are you to ask?
Well, that's
like,
yeah.
Who are you?
Exactly.
Who are you to ask somebody to prove something to you that has nothing to like? It's pretty rich how much people are so entitled and believe in their. I mean, I'd be violating HIPAA to like be showing you all my medical information for what reason?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten, that's where what after like 5 or 6 comments deep, and the person's like, prove it, show me your medical records. I'm like, first of all, are you like a 13-year-old in Minnesota, like arguing with me? Like, what? I don't even know who you are. And then like that you're sitting there like, show me your medical records. I'm like, who do you think you are? Like
I will, like, you give me your MyChart login and then I'll give you mine, but you go first.
But it's great. Like, and I'm also not impacting your life. Like I could imagine some situation where someone takes a handicap parking spot and then someone with a wheelchair rolls up and the person in there now doesn't have a wheelchair and they're like, hey, prove to me you're disabled. Like, okay, like your rationale is at least you're inconveniencing my life. But the people that yell at me, I'm like, why do you even care? Like, why are you so upset? And what's your problem?
People are very entitled, especially when they feel like they should have access to someone else's personal information. I'm sure you get asked crazy questions all the time, and people feel like they have some sort of right to have access to other people's personal information. And that is just so wild to me.
Well, I guess, because, I've put myself out there as a public figure, which I never intended. I thought when Banana and we got to 11,000 followers on YouTube, like, I thought that was it. Like, I thought that was the max. There was no level of fame, no level, we met Casey Neistat, and at the time he had like 13 million, 12 million followers. And that guy walks around, people are like, oh, it's Casey Neistat. Hey, you're gay. I love your videos. I love your video. Like, I always just thought I'd be like the guy sharing my stories to a couple of people. And I've had a behind the scenes job. It was front of scenes, my voice, but no one ever saw my face. But I lived, 3.5 decades with no one knowing who the hell I was. But now all of a sudden, just because an algorithm put me out there more and I'm more recognizable, these people feel like they're entitled to every aspect of my life. And while I share as much of it as I think is entertaining or informative or inspirational or motivational or helpful, I share as much of my life as I think is helpful to other people. But then I draw a line. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know about me and they don't have a right to know. And asking for my medical records falls in that category.
Well, I think, people have forgotten, especially in the social media age, like basic courtesy. And just because someone is online doesn't mean that you would treat them any differently as somebody you met in person. So just like you wouldn't walk up to somebody and ask them for their personal medical records, you don't do that to someone online too. But a lot of people have lost all basic sense. But I won't hold up any of your time. LT told me to tell a story, but I think I ran out of time.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow. When Banana comes in, we try and get through a bunch more calls. So
no worries.
Love to hear
I'm
from
usually
you.
not here on Wednesdays, but I just want to give a shout out to the chat. I've made so many wonderful friends Pete, from the community. I just want to say that the community is amazing.
That's great.
And I've met people who I talk to weekly, even people I talk to daily that I've met from the community, and they're just amazing people.
That is super cool. That is kind of awesome to hear that people are connecting over this nonsense of me sharing stuff. So that's great to hear.
For sure. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
You too. Yeah, it's the entitled. You know, it's funny. Like I actually have gotten the following statement, which made me think of, you know, someone's like, "You owe me because I watched your videos and that gives you money." And I'm like, what kind of cuckoo logic is that? You know, when people demand an answer from me, it makes me think of, you know, you catch these like drunk person videos on X or TikTok or whatever, and you know, the cop is pulling them over trying to arrest them. And they're like, "But I pay your salary. I'm a taxpayer." That's exactly what I thought of. This person's like, "I watch your videos, so that gives you money." And I'm like, oh my God, like if you only knew. Yep, your one watch of my one video gave me 0.000000000016 cents. That was 12 zeros and a 0.16 cents. Let's see, I started at 6:30. So what time is it? How long have I been doing this for? It's already 8:10. I told Banana, like, we have to, that couch, the couch that was out here, I have to deal with that thing. It's in the other room. Like I could literally, I'm shocked at how much I can talk. Like how in the hell can I just sit here and go blah, 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 blah. Like, I feel like I could do this all. Some nights I could. Some nights I feel like I could just talk endlessly. Some nights I hit a wall and I'm like, I don't know what the heck I was talking about. Did I break the damn phone yet? This phone.
@Terminate1 says it's just like gosh darn. I really enjoy this thing. Either I screwed up or just circumstances took away. Now I can't not really anything to unpack, but thanks, Pete.
Well.
@Dog Sarah Bitter Thanpiapple 69 says, did you know sea snails have teeth almost as hard as diamonds?
No, I didn't know that. Thank you for teaching me about
Angel
that.
420 says podcast Pete.
Podcast.
Dean Winchester Freak S8F says 0.000006 cents.
No, 16, but 0.00000016 per view. You know what? Before I go, because not everybody. Hold on, let me do this. Let me do that one, and then I'll let you guys watch the. Do you guys care about my surfing? I'm gonna go crazy if this phone falls on me one more time. Like I have a surfing video out today, and the one I started the show with, like I love it. I love going out there surfing. It represents so much to me: freedom, independence, overcoming challenges. Everything about surfing has been awesome to me, and I try and share that feeling with everybody. And I don't know. I'm gonna make you watch some surfing. I think it's like a minute and a half or something like that. Hold on. How many buttons do I have over here? I gotta press this one here. Now I'm sharing my screen, and then this is me and Josh out there surfing, and then I'll come back, see what's going on. I might get out here and go have some dinner, as we'd call it back in Boston, and then work on the couch. So this is, wait, before I do that, let's, which damn button is it? Is it this one? Yeah,
now,
that's it.
It's time to catch a wave with Pete.
There you go, got the thing, might as well use it.
There you go.
Oh, it's me and Brooks up there. Josh is on land next to Banana.
Nice. Go, Pete. Woo! Oh my God, that was awesome.
That was.
Thank you.
It's like, Pete, get out of the way. Pete!
I remember this. I was in Brooks's way, apparently.
Sick.
He's always
Sick.
surfing around me.
Nice. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, go left.
Yeah. Woo! I'm gonna
Love having
love
a
that
cheering
board.
section.
That is awesome. Woo! Yeah.
I just like this song.
Pete.
I picked it.
Hell yeah. Get a fast pick.
The left.
Yeah.
Can rock out to it.
Yeah.
Oh. How's your shoulder? Oh, you got it.
Always have shoulder problems. But none knows that.
Where is he? I didn't
He
see
just
him.
that wave was coming. Figured it out last minute. It was just like, oh.
Little funky one. Get it.
Whoa. It was like a Pete move, like a frantic move there for a second, like, like legs, arms. Get in it.
Oh, take it.
I remember that one.
Oh my God, that's too funny. How we
I
made
remember it
something out of that. It was
from the
pretty
sound in the
impressive.
commentary. Now I bet you the camera's close up on me because I can hear that water. And now it's probably back to Bananas Nikon.
Sick.
Yeah. Nice. Throwing fat spray.
Bat spray.
Yeah. Keep going left.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
That was sweet. That was a sweet surf session. I remember it. Now I'm posting that stuff. I'm trying to post more surfing content every Tuesday. Today's
It's Cardamom says dang nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Terminate one says people.
People. Let me yeah, let's so I posted a short and a long today.
LT Iron Fox says I love the surfing videos. It is the Blind Surfer Show.
I know, right? It's supposed to be about surfing. So 12.9 thousand views on the short about Josh's tattoo
John Galmier
today.
915 says hi.
Hi, what's going on? I mean, 12.9. That's not a ton. You know, that'll jump up.
Sunshine 3914 says night. Danny Redheart.
Night, Danny.
Sarah Cam 7808 says love y'all a ton. I gotta go.
Now
Tavamax says hey
video,
Pete.
yo, of me surfing.
Cathile 11111 says sweet as Pete.
371 views. Jeez, just 371 views of me surfing.
Dank Angel 420 says loved that movie.
Someone asked. The Ferris nerd asked
Dean
when did I
Winchester
start
Freak
surfing.
S8F says we love you Pete.
Thank you.
It's Cardamom says thank you for sharing your surfing. I love
Thank
when
you.
people share the things they love to do with the world.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Joni BC says hopefully I'll get through tomorrow. I have a story.
Oh, good. I like
Redude
stories.
says keep it up.
Wow, there's so many people. in the
Metalhead
chat.
117 JMM says hi. Seth.
Metalhead. What's going on, Metalhead?
Metalhead 117 JMM says hey. Pete.
Hey, Metalhead.
Joni BC says hi to all who just joined.
Yeah, did we just have did we just get an influx of people? Like I was about to get out of here, and then all of a sudden we just got like is that would that just be the most ironic thing ever? Like I played surfing and then people joined, whereas generally YouTube is like, oh no, Pete's showing surfing content again. Make sure to shut him off. I'm telling you, that's what happened. That video, the one the one I posted today was not that one, obviously. I posted a different surf session today. After 3 hours, it had 19 views. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Vulture 1235 C3P says what advice would you give to people aspiring to the type of area in film and voice acting?
Work.
Dean Winchester Freak S8F said hi.
Hi. I mean, work. Get at it, do it, and just put in a ton of work. If there's anything I've learned in being in competitive fields like voice acting and YouTube, it's do your research as to who your competition is, do your own work, do everything you can to make so work on your personality. If you're in the creative fields, if you're going to be a voice actor or an actor or a musician, the one advantage you have over everybody is your individual own personality. Nobody else has that. There are even people whose voice could sound similar to mine. They could try and read like me. Like that's possible. There's voice impersonators out there, but what they don't have is my personality. They're not going to be able to bring to the copy what I bring to the copy, and not that necessarily mine's better than everybody out there, but it is unique. So if you want to succeed in these creative fields, you have to bring your own personal twist. And then you have to work at it. A lot of people will be like, well, I'm trying to do exactly what, X is doing. Like, I copied Brad Pitt. I got a nose job. I look like him. Now I sound like him. Yeah, but you're not him. You don't have his personality. And I learned that early on voice acting. I was trying to sound like some of the bigger movie trailer people. But what the problem with that is someone wanted that sound. They just hired that person. I had to come up with my sound so people would want to hire me.
Says, oh, sorry.
That was my advice on that. Yeah, I feel like a bunch of people just joined. And does this thing work? I think, yeah. I pressed the right
Joni
button.
BC says that's just a random comment from?
Just a random comment. I don't know what's a random comment from. I think this thing aggregates the comments from Twitch, YouTube, and
The Demon
TikTok.
LPR says union inspiration to the disabled everywhere.
Union inspiration to the disabled everywhere. Yeah, like that. All right, now I am actually starting to get starved. I could do a taste test. Well, I'm not starved, you know what I mean? I'm not going to die if I'm sitting here too long. But I do need to go get some dinner. I got to get some dinner. I got to spend some time with Banana and the puppies. We're going to maybe move that couch out of the way. And we're watching a new show. Yes, I watch TV. I mean, I don't see it, but I listened to it. It's, what's it called? Maximum Pleasure Allowed, or something like that. It's a new show on Apple TV. And it's like a murder mystery. And I think a new episode dropped this evening. So I think we might go after I chow down on my microwave meal. I think we might check that out. Is there anything else? Yes, follow me on Twitch. Make sure to do that, at Pete Gustin. And I'll make sure to put the phone number. Yeah, all the people that are in the queue right now. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to get to the calls this evening, but I'm going to put the phone on voicemail 5 minutes after I finish the show. 760-517-6844. Leave me messages so that we can react to them tomorrow. Brooks and me, or me, Brooks and Banana, whoever's going to be here at the time. Check Pete's voicemail, 760-517-6844. Tomorrow's video that I'm dropping on YouTube and TikTok involves a rather large financial mistake I made thanks to text-to-speech. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. Enjoying, taking pleasure out of my misfortune. Is there anything else? Follow on Twitch. I know I already said it, but trying to get that number up there. I think I'm stuck at like 430 followers over there. 770,000 on TikTok, 2.5 million on YouTube, 30,000 on Facebook, 173,000 on Instagram, and 443 on Twitch. Let's get that number up, people. At Pete Gustin on Twitch. All right. I hope you enjoyed my new couch. My butt enjoyed it, I guess. And Maggie's, Bananas will tomorrow, because she won't be squashed in between me and Brooks. So until tomorrow, let's see. I'll leave you with this view for the vertical people. You can see Sam the chickens I get out of here. Thanks to all the people that super chatted. Thanks to all the people who chatted with me, all the callers. It's just a pleasure being able to do this with you guys every night. Thank you so much. Give me 5 minutes. I'll turn that voicemail system on. This thing will be ending in about 2 minutes once I find my way over there. Thank you.